Hey guys, before you start anything on this alternator swap, first thing you want to do, which I've already done, as you can see the battery, go ahead and take the positive off. That's 8mm. I'm on these side posts. Take that positive off because you will have a hot wire going down to the alternator. Hey guys, we're working on a 98 Saturn SL2. We're going to be putting a alternator on it. So you got the new alternator here. What we're going to do is I've already actually popped the serpentine belt off here from the top. Coming here on the side, went ahead and took the plastic guards off. See, laying here, plastic guards off to the side. So if you look up in here now, we can see the alternator in there. It's below the power steering pump. Now that we got these guards off and the belt loose, I'm going to take you underneath. That's where you're going to do the majority of the work. Pop the wires off. Take a lot of the bolts off from up underneath the car. Alright guys, we're underneath here. Let me get my light adjusted so you can see the alternator there. If you look up, we got two wires to take off. You got the small wire, which I've already started to loosen. It's a 10mm right there, that's the main power supply. Then you have the clip right there as well. Pop those off. We're going to go ahead and take those two off now. Alright guys, now that we got those two wires loose, we're going to do the top bolt, which I'm coming in looking at this from the side, but we're actually going to hit it from the top. There's one bolt up top, then one main bolt across the bottom. Top's going to be a 13, and we're actually going to, like I say, come in from the top of the car down through here. And it's going to be a 13. I'll probably put a deep socket on that to take that loose. Alright guys, we got that top bolt out. Now we're going to come down here in the bottom and get this one right here. It's going to be a long one that goes all the way across. Go ahead and take that one out, and then the alternator at that point will be ready to go ahead and drop out. And that is, I believe, a 13mm as well for both sides here. Alright guys, we got that bolt dropped out, and what I did here is once you drop that bolt out, kind of wiggle that thing left to right and it'll come loose. And I brought it straight down, and then you got this big gap right here. This is where you have to take all the plastics off to get this right out the side. So there's the bolt 13 that we took out, runs across through there. There's the old alternator. It wasn't pushing enough volts, wasn't charging the battery. Got a new one there. We're going to do the same thing, put the new one back in. Alright guys, we're back under the car. I went ahead and slid it in, and for right now I went ahead and put the one bolt here. Make sure you can see that, the one bolt in. Like I say, I brought it up through the side fender where the tire was there, and went ahead and set it up here and put the long bolt in. This is a pivot bolt. We're going to jump up top and put that one single bolt back in. Once we get that tight, it'll be all solid in place, and then we'll just have to go ahead and put our two wires on the back, the one wire there, and then the clip that'll go in there, alternator belt after that, and we'll be pretty ready to go. So let's go ahead and jump up top and get that one bolt in, get everything snugged up, and then we'll come back underneath to go ahead and do the two wires. Alright guys, we're back up top. I got the bolt here. If you can see, I can't stick my hand down there, that one's sticking out. It's just started right now. That's the other shorter 13 on the top side. We're going to go ahead and tighten that up, get back underneath, tighten the long bolt up, and then we'll go ahead and put the two wires on. Alright guys, we got the two bolts tight back underneath. We're going to take the clip here, go ahead and put it where it goes. If I can do this too, one-handed. Snap it in. Heard it snap in right there. Hopefully you can see that there. Yep, that's there. And then let me turn this camera this way. Here with the boot. Took this one here with the boot, and I slid the boot up so that I could expose the wire that goes back on this 10mm here. So I'm going to take the 10mm nut off. Go ahead and put this back on. I'm going to take our nut, thread it back on there. Okay. We're just going to snug this up. Make sure you don't tighten it up too much because you can actually snap these off. So, got it snug before boot back down. There we go. Got it over top. Got the clip on here. Boot and wires back on. Everything's snugged up. Now ready to go ahead and go put the serpentine belt back on. Before I started here on the serpentine belt, is I just basically popped it off right here on these two sections. This is all still intact. Come here to the side. You can see I still got the belt running underneath there. So all I basically do is have to bring it over those two right there, and then it'll be finished up. So I'm going to have to set the camera down. I'm going to take two hands to do this. We'll get back out of here in a minute. Alright guys, belt's back on. You can see down there it's around the alternator there. What I usually do, a little trick, is I'll put all this back stuff on, go ahead and put, around the alternator, around the power steering pulley. Make sure I'm on my tensioners, and I'll come out front here where it's easier than AC, and then I'll just roll it on right here. Roll it right around. Didn't take long, about a minute if that, to put on. But one key thing is once you get this on, make sure you go down around through and check and make sure nothing's half on a pulley, because you can really chew a serpentine belt up by having it off track and starting the vehicle up. So make sure you have all that set where it needs to go. But we're going to go ahead and put everything back here on the side, and then we're going to go ahead and start this vehicle up, and we're going to check the voltage on the battery because it was only pushing, I think, 11.2 or so. It was under 12 volts when we discovered the problem. So we're going to go ahead and put it all back together and then check that battery with the multimeter there and see what kind of volts we're getting now with the new alternator on. Last thing here, remember to put your positive cable back on. Car's not going to start unless you hook that back up. Alright guys, we're going to hook the meter up here. We got the car running. It's going to take two hands, so we got the camera setting here. Hopefully you can see that multimeter is not shaking too bad with the car running. Here we go. Now we're pushing 15. Yep. 15.1, 15. Anything above 14, is good. So we're pushing plenty of volts now. You can see, so obviously the alternator's doing its job, so job is complete. And like I say, that was the alternator change on a 98 Saturn SL. And if some of you want to know about time wise, I don't do a whole lot of this. I do just kind of the stuff I need, and it took me probably half hour, something like that. So not really a big job. So got any other questions, put them in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to the page. I'll be adding more videos here soon. Thanks.